Is it ready?
Yeah. I don't know where all the minutes went.
On.
Yeah, everything's running. Tape recorders are running.
All right.
Video's running.
Call to order the regular Tilton Planning Board meeting, Tuesday, February 23rd, 2016. And first on our agenda tonight is Planning Board Case 16-01. It's a preliminary site plan, conceptual consultation, proposal to conduct classes at 570 Laconia Road in the mixed-use district.
Can I just sit
If,
here?
well, if you would like, yes.
Okay. So my name is Sarah Arsenault, and I own Awakening Fitness, which has been operating out of Awakening Chiropractic for the past 2.5 years. I've been doing small group fit classes also, but mainly I teach Pilates, much smaller classes. But recently we've increased the group fit classes that we currently hold. And so we have been thinking that it would make a lot of sense to move them over to above the cafe, because the space is bigger, we won't conflict noise-wise with the chiropractic office. The space is better, it doesn't have a post in the middle of it, those things. So we are hoping to be able to hold our group fit classes over there. And I do have opening hours. I know parking is one of the considerations, and we're very cognizant of that. So I do have the opening hours and how we won't be conflicting as far as that goes. So if you'd like those.
And I guess my first question is, where do you intend to park for the classes?
Over at the chiropractic office.
Okay. And you will use the walkway?
Yes. Yes.
This is interesting, because you're talking about two separate pieces of property, and two separate buildings, and we have a formula.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to open it up to the planning board. Any questions?
Why again are you moving these classes?
So the reason why is because the space that we have been using at the chiropractic office has a big post in the middle of it. So some of the classes, there's a little bit of, it's tight quarters, especially with that big post in the middle. So there's that. There's also noise. The classes are all offered when the chiropractic office is closed. The chiropractic staff are still there. Some of the classes are louder. It's an open concept building, so there's a little bit of that noise pollution. The equipment, there's a lot more space above the cafe, so I can have my equipment be out and not be in the way. Right now I do a lot of putting it away in between classes.
So what will you be doing with the space you're using now?
I will be doing what they currently use it for. They've got workshops and stuff that they have in there.
Do you have a breakdown of the number of people who attend these classes?
So classes are capped at 10, so no more than 10. Right now we usually have about 6 to 7.
So they're not closing the space that you've been using, they're gonna continue to use it. So now this becomes additional. Well, it's not like you're leaving an area, so you're going from one property to another.
Yes.
From one building to another, from one business to another business.
Yes, I get yes. Yes.
That's what you're doing.
Okay.
So we have a parking formula.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not, the space that you're leaving
Yes.
is going to be used for other things. So you will still have customers there.
Probably not though.
Well, probably doesn't work.
Okay, so the chiropractic office, and myself and Raw Life, we're all kind of a big family. Dr. Gillian works with, owns both of the businesses, along with Bethany, and we're all very cognizant of wanting to make sure that that no one's unhappy, that there is no overlap, that no one is not having easy accessibility to parking, all of that. So we are very, we communicate a lot to make sure that that doesn't happen. So I do understand what you're saying, we're very aware of it.
Well, it just leaves us in an interesting situation, because to apply the property ordinance as it's written, it's for each property. So what you're doing is using more of the building where the juice bar is,
Yes.
and continuing to use the space you're abandoning in the other building. So we all know the history of the parking. It's limited as it is.
Oh, yeah.
So interesting. Okay. It's hard to do this without site planning it. So that would be an issue. Dory is asking to be.
Yeah, a couple things. I should say, indeed, part of the reason they're here is to give the the main reason they're here is to give the planning board an opportunity to determine whether this is a change of use significant enough to require site plan review. One other thing, I thought in speaking with another, one of your colleagues, it was mentioned maybe that the hours would not overlap at all. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that the classes, during the time the classes are being conducted, the chiropractic office will actually be closed?
Yep.
And the juice bar will be closed?
Not the
Juice bar maybe not? Okay,
juice bar is going to be open for some of
okay,
them.
okay.
Yeah.
I do know there are some workshops that are conducted on weekends, though. I believe, I don't know, the only reason I'm saying that, I've seen that advertised.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
Saturday
It's been one
workshops.
For a long time. I can't speak to it.
Because that's something that would be a concern, if there was a workshop on a Saturday
Yes.
and all of the parking spaces were used,
Mm-hmm.
then where would your participants park?
I very much understand where you're coming from with that. My, Dr. Jillian and Bethany and I, like I said, we were very, very cognizant of wanting to make sure that that is not an issue. So, if there was going to be a workshop on a weekend, we would talk about it, and they would plan it for later on in the day, so that there wasn't a conflict. Because it comes back to our businesses being successful and our clients being happy. And I have no desire to put my clients in a position where they can't find a parking space, nor does Dr. Jillian. So we are definitely aware and would make sure that that was not an issue.
My concern is, say Awakening Chiropractic moved. Now we've encumbered their parking spaces for an off-site business. So then in the future, what happens if that business leaves? Now you're saying, but we get to use that parking that time. It's not your parking, it's not your parking lot.
Want me to wait a bit?
Oh, no.
No, come on in.
So the question for us is this something that should be site planned? It would seem that, well, it's not an expanded use, it's brand new use
Yeah.
for this piece, so I'd say yes.
Okay.
I
But
would
is
say
it,
yes as well.
it's an updated site plan, isn't it?
I don't think they
Sure.
should plan.
Because we've already site planned that property, so this is updating.
Yeah,
We
I
didn't
mean,
have, we didn't site plan the second floor, though, for anything.
true, but I guess, so you're both right. I mean, it's, you know, we just did the site plan recently to allow for the juice bar, so in that sense, it's a version 2 of that same parcel.
That's
But
right.
indeed, nothing was proposed for the second floor at that stage.
You see what we're saying?
I
It's
do.
It's two separate parcels of
I do.
land. It's not,
I do.
that was,
I do. I understand because from your perspective, you're looking at two different businesses, whereas from my perspective, like I said, the three different businesses of us, Awakening Chiropractic, Raw Life, and Awakening Fitness, myself, we're so intertwined.
But you are a separate business.
Yes, 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 so I understand, it's just,
So we will definitely need a site plan review. And Darren will be available to help you.
Yep, yep. If we get together, start talking soon, you can be here, you have the option of being at the March meeting, so, yeah.
Can you make sure she has a copy of our parking regulations?
Yeah.
That would kind of help you,
yeah,
so when you come before us, you'll know what we're talking
sure,
about.
sure. Okay,
Excellent.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, our next is a preliminary site plan conceptual consultation for the first floor of 291 Main Street in the downtown district. The proposal to divide the first floor with a commercial space and a residential space.
There you are.
I think everybody has, okay, I think we
This
all
is an
have.
updated one
Oh, okay.
with the actual doors and walls in the right place, I hope. Because I did it by memory, you know, you couldn't get in there long enough to actually measure it out.
Okay.
So it will help you, I think, a little bit better.
Well, this is a conceptual, so what questions
Yeah.
are we answering?
I can,
Starry's asking. Recognize.
Yeah.
She's
way over here.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
this,
not trying to ignore you. You have to stand up and yell.
This is fun.
This, there's a packet. Did everyone get you'll see on the last page, the last piece of paper, front and back of that last piece of paper, are two past approvals. And in meeting with the applicant, Al and I felt that the two past approvals likely covered the concept of what the applicant is proposing. She wants to do residential in the back of the first floor and commercial in the front. If you look at these two approvals, you see that's been approved. The first one allowing for a hot dog and ice cream stand on the first floor or store, and then the second one allowing for that division, that residential in the back and retail in the front. So we felt it was quite possible that she would not need to do site plan review. However, she was already more than happy to come meet with you guys tonight, and we thought it made sense. New business going in on Main Street, no reason not to come and at least share what she's doing with the planning board.
So you're not all shocked. We're on the same page.
But being a conceptual, I think as Ms. Dawson recognized, we're not really going to, the planning board wouldn't really get too far into the nitty gritty of the plan, of the, the layout. That would happen if it were to go to site plan review.
Was it ever converted to the use in 2005, the combination business and apartment use?
Yes, George Mansfield had his.
Did he?
Oh, I didn't realize he lived with them.
When I was in there were all books in the back, so there wasn't anyone living there.
Well,
So maybe
this
he
is a
did
new
for a
owner.
period of time.
He was the first owner of the bookshop.
Right.
The person who had it
I
just
met him.
recently is the second owner.
So I met
And
the
he
second.
didn't have it long at all.
No, he sold it quickly.
With the one that was 2005, he wiped out by the one that was 2006.
Well, the hot dog ice cream.
business apartment from 2006, it's a hot dog and ice cream.
I don't think the hot dog and ice cream ever
Never
came to
Never
fruition,
worked
did
it
it?
out. No, I think that was TLC. Was it?
Interesting question.
Why would you think so?
The use would have had to have been abandoned.
I,
But
yeah,
I
I
don't think
mean,
the use in 2005 wasn't abandoned. I think the use in 2006 never came to fruition.
Exactly, that's what I.
Yeah. I mean-
2005 would continue on, would it not?
there, I guess
Because
there.
that's what it became after 2006,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way Al and I were seeing it. You know, maybe, the other thing, we didn't look real in depth at like what the proposed floor plan in the 2006 decision was. It's possible that it didn't actually, knock out the residential portion. I mean,
Well, no, because it existed after this when Mansfield opened it as a
Right.
bookshop.
right. You're saying the 2005 one remains?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that's what the actual use was
Yeah.
up until the second bookshop owner.
Yeah,
which wasn't long, hasn't been that long ago. I mean,
yeah, right.
so this continued, and the one for 2006 never went into existence, actually.
Okay.
So,
Wait, wasn't there an ice cream?
the use is different.
Trail mix place, they call it.
Yeah, there was an ice cream.
or
Is that the
something.
same spot?
Aren't they further down?
They weren't where Mansfield was.
Well,
They
further
were,
There were two other places.
Yeah.
One wanted to do it out front and from a cart.
In between the buildings.
That's right.
that was TLC, and the ice cream store was up further, and that was with Mary.
That's right.
Confused.
Yeah.
But it's not been a restaurant dining area place.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Cooking classes.
Yeah, that's not a restaurant, though. I talked to Tim about it.
Well, it says dining area question mark in two places.
Yeah. If a cooking class is filled, let's say I advertise 4 of them a month, then I might teach 1 or 2 of them. But I'm not a restaurantee, as Tim and I were talking about, on a daily basis. So that helps. So he thought I would not need a restaurantee license type
You're gonna serve
situation.
food to the public?
Only in the cooking classes, because they help to cook it.
Have you talked to the state
No.
food service?
Who would I talk to?
I can give you the phone number for food service, but I just have a conversation with them just to make sure.
Right. And I was doing it in 2 other towns, but as I know, different towns have different rules, and also the laws can change.
Well, I would, to be on the safe side, I
Yeah.
would check with him. For instance, at the senior center, Joe teaches a class once a month.
She was in the class I taught for
No,
this
but I mean, and
afternoon.
then we eat what is cooked, so, but we have the license, so I would just check it out to be sure.
Right. Years ago, I didn't need it when I was doing it in those 2 other areas.
And I know they
Again,
do the
the
same
laws-
at times, I believe,
They're
so.
not doing, I know what she's doing, she's not doing walk-in off the street.
Yeah, well, we
It's
know,
not
but
for
to
real
be
meat or
safe,
whatever.
just to be
Right.
safe.
What,
They have to sign up.
You'll have to have your kitchen area inspected and what have you.
Yeah.
Regardless.
No, I don't mind, yeah.
what is the proposed purpose of the commercial area? There is so much going on this page.
It would be an art gallery, frame shop, cooking classes, or cooking school, however you want to say it that way, which again, I have done in other towns, which would be the draw of having people come in. There would also be small furniture and artwork for sale, and calligraphy classes and other things like that. It would be a variety of arts to draw people in and also offer to this area framing at a lower cost than other framing companies because I have the same access to the framing manufacturers as the other companies have.
So it's really an arts and crafts.
I would say that is, yes, the priority or the bulk of it.
So for the cooking schools, right?
Well, that's
Yeah,
really
cooking.
an art and craft too.
Yeah, it's an arty thing, because we make desserts and all
Yeah.
kinds of things.
I mean, it's not a cooking school, it's,
No, I just call it that, so technically,
Yeah.
I probably may,
If you're
maybe
teaching
better not to
classes,
say that.
That's a school. What do you do in a school? You teach. And it says,
well, in the framing department, I assume you're gonna let people come in and do their own framing? Okay, so you're teaching them to frame, but, so that's all under arts and crafts, in my opinion. Arts and crafts you do teach, usually,
I teach classes on Tuesday, it's not a school day, so.
yeah.
it's a definite change of use. Big time.
May I offer something?
Mhm.
One thing I mentioned about the framing is many people go to larger frame companies and they pay at least $75 to $100 for a good size item. If I can get to the manufacturer, Billy supplies the glass in different varieties, what the person orders. That $75 to $100 item can be reduced to half or less. So that's why I'm trying to revive it. I had a professor at Plymouth State College that was showing me, giving me avenues, etc. And that's where I got most of this information. Because many of the professors have direct access to frame companies to do their very large shows. And it's kind of a dying thing at that price. So that's my major draw, that and calligraphy.
I think it should be site plan, if anything, to show that the dwelling area conforms to our ordinance.
We talked about that, didn't we? With Al?
Sure, I mean, do you wanna share what
The
was
two kitchens
discussed?
separated from each other, right?
Okay,
And having some sort of bathrooms, depending on what those ordinance say.
I mean, yeah, I
We can't
get,
site plan this now, so.
No.
right,
No, I'm just here to
yeah, I think.
open up a
what-
discussion or whatever.
Right, yeah, some of what we talked about, was that, we were saying that potentially if the planning board was leaning toward not requiring site plan review, then maybe, we would say, okay, so perhaps, we're theorizing, they would make a motion, say, we're not gonna require you to do site plan review, but, you will be required to work with the code enforcement officer and the fire department to make sure that, everything's done properly. But, that's a matter to be, first we have to answer the first question of whether the planning board feels this requires site
Right.
plan review.
That's why I'm here, they have to
Yeah, and I
guide
can,
this in the next
This has
direction.
never been done.
yeah, I
in
mean,
this space.
Al and I were under the feeling that, the categories of use had been approved, but certainly there would be, some differences.
Well,
But we're not going, I mean, there was a retail store there.
Yeah,
Okay, this is not going from retail to retail.
okay,
It's going from retail to an arts and craft operation.
okay.
And I'm gonna call it an operation because that's basically what you're talking about. People are gonna be coming in, they're gonna be doing framing. You're gonna have a class, for instance, which is gonna change the parking. It's gonna change the use of bathrooms or whatever. So I personally think that it doesn't need a site plan. How does the rest of the planning board feel?
I don't see any storage.
I was just wondering, so what would that be categorized? you say it's not retail, what, arts and crafts, I don't think.
No
it's-
classes in the
alright.
basement.
So what is
It
it?
says workshops, framing and basement.
That would only mean that I'd be doing the cutting, but there would not be people down there.
And that's a storage.
I would be preparing the items for the workshops down there.
Is that where it shows?
And
It shows,
storage.
well, it just shows one place for storage,
Or workshop.
Or site planning.
That's,
Well, see, when I went in there and could see down the stairs, which I could not do as a regular customer, there is no railing there. There's no safety feature. So it has been advised to me, and of course I knew it as I saw it, by Tim and the owner, Mike, not to actually do patron workshops down there. That I would be doing the items to prepare for the workshops by myself. So that has been tweaked, corrected.
How does the rest of the planning board feel in terms of site plan review?
yes.
I think this is definitely retail, in part at least.
Sort of.
Well, to add to that, there will be,
All the frames are retail,
there will be items on sale.
it is retail.
We may even have small furniture and crocheted items.
And then what is the definition of class, really?
Well, now, Tim wrote on his sheet, right? I gave you a copy. What did he classify it as when he did the fire?
Oh,
Craft store.
Craft store, yes.
craft
Or
store.
mercantile, residential.
So that's, it sounds like retail.
Well, there are portions of it definitely that are retail.
Everything is retail, it isn't wholesale. But this stuff
Well,
has never
cooking.
been done in that space.
Cooking's not
These
retail.
things have never been done in this space.
Meaning what, Catherine, exactly?
It should be
But
site
it's-
plan.
Cooking is not retail.
All of these classes, so I mean, right away, I've got questions on, well, I'm not gonna say it because we'll end up site planning. I have a lot of questions that pertain to a lot of these activities, there's so much going on here. And then, you know, the dwelling area, you know, how does that,
There's no bathroom.
well, it's,
Well, that's why it's,
so.
Something
Again,
that we-
we're site planning. here.
right, when we talked to Al.
Again, as
About all
I said,
that.
I think there's change enough from what it's been in the past to have a site plan. That's my opinion. So that's why I asked the rest of the planning board and I.
I'd say yes.
I agree.
and that's what I did with this update here. I showed all the living
Yeah,
space
but
and how this is.
we're not
what-
site planning.
I know.
Okay.
But that's phase 2 maybe, so I'm just getting
I
ahead of
think you-
myself.
I think the planning board has enough information now where they can make a decision. so,
Good.
you know,
Thank you.
Sure.
Before you come back for site plan, you may want to have Mr. Juvier update his letter, because he has 2015, has the date instead of 2016. His letter says it's February 8, 2015.
Tim?
Tim
Yes.
Joubert, yeah.
Chairman Alden, can I ask, did you get enough, did you basically get consensus from the board that site plan will be required?
There are two people who haven't voiced their opinion, and it's Eric and it's Jules. I think Eric was thinking, so
Okay.
it's not said yet.
Okay,
I can see the wheels turning.
I can see how, I can go either way, really. I think it's mainly retail, but there's a lot going on, so.
If it was,
Thank you.
So,
I could go.
yeah, there's a lot going on.
so Harry, so there's
I
one,
would
two,
say-
three, 4 of us.
I wouldn't go yet.
Yes.
okay.
One on the fence, the other dead.
All right. So, so,
That's all it takes.
What?
you guys all set? I mean, is that,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Yes. we're
So I
all-
can meet with her to help her get
Yeah.
the site plan review application and get that going.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for meeting with me, appreciate it.
Are you, basing this on the artistic roots sort of thing they have going on at, Plymouth? Is that similar? This is what you got.
Where I came from,
Oh, okay.
one of the places I came from.
So is that similar to?
And
what-
reviving some of the things that have gotten lost, like calligraphy. And do-it-yourself framing that years ago,
Did you get me a link?
Ben Franklin and other places used to be able to do.
Didn't say you wanted one.
Yeah, Ben Franklin's hard to
Because I have
like
the-
frame.
Now,
I got
I
an
believe
extra one.
I could own
it's not
I used to go to
necessary.
the one, I used to go
Yeah,
to the one in
yeah,
Bedford.
yeah. You didn't, it's fine. I got an extra one.
Somewhere between Center Harbor and Sandy.
Actually, I did so much framing.
Does he
I went
keep
out.
it at a low cost?
No, it's a fabulous job, and he uses the right kind of glass.
Right.
And I like his frames.
I did.
Well, that's the thing, Billy said he had access to all the glass, which is good to
Billy
know.
Orange.
The hardwood store.
I think it would be a good thing.
Thank you very much for all your time, I appreciate it.
Thank you, I'm
Good
sorry.
night.
I'm sorry to have looked so complicated.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Don't forget your,
She's coming back.
I'm coming back.
all right, can we come back to the table?
Might get a boost to our Main Street.
Yeah.
I was hoping to bring a new spirit down there.
Yes. Thank you.
That's what I was trying to say.
Heidi next door, keep her.
Okay.
Have fun. Drive with you when you get-
So Darby, shall I call you about a time?
Yes, please. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Good night.
Good night.
The door's not locked. Stick it out.
Excellent. All right, we have one set of minutes to review. January 12th, 2016 minutes. Has everybody had a chance to review those?
All except the minutes. All of 2016.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? One abstention.
Who was it?
Jules.
Okay.
Okay, next thing we have is correspondence. Judy had to leave, the supervisor said that was leaving, so. All right, I think everybody, well, most everybody here has gone to the, OEP conference. That's been postponed. So this year it has been postponed. Apparently there are either staff shortages or staff changes, so that it's going, do we have any idea when?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
We hardly do, yeah.
Are they all the same workshops?
No, there's different ones every year. I've been 2 years and there've been
Yeah.
two, and, you can divide up, pick your own to go to. The next thing on, which since we're not going to that at this time, there is a home sweet home dwelling, accessory dwelling unit, symposium, workshop, whatever, coming up on March 17th. And I think it would be a good, since we've talked about that in planning board, and it's one of the things that we probably are going to have to address in the future because of the population and some of the requests that people have, and the fact that people own huge 4-bedroom homes and they are either forced to sell them or they have to move out and go to foreclosure or whatever because they can't afford them anymore, and they would like to be able to divide those up. So I think this is a real important workshop that's coming up. It's March 17th. Let me look at the time. It's at the Audubon Center in Concord. Registration and breakfast start at 8 a.m. and the workshop's from 8:30 to 10:30. And the cost is $40 and. since-
Thursday.
Hmm?
It's a Thursday.
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day. It's also the first day of the NCAA tournament.
Well, then let Sarah cut.
Well, the
St. Patrick's
NCAA
Day.
tournament isn't from 8:30 to 10:30.
No, but you have to get your position at the bar.
Oh, okay.
And it's in the
So
morning.
so please let Dari know if you want to attend.
All right.
I'm going to, Dari, so put my
Okay.
name down.
All right.
How
We brought
long
it
is it?
together.
It's from 8:30 to 10:30.
That ain't too bad.
Something like
It's the
Can you send out-
17th? I think I have a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, March 7th.
Sure, Eric, yeah.
that. Can you just send out a reminder? Don,
Yeah.
because I think I can do it, I'm just gonna confirm.
Okay.
I can confirm on 5 different places that I
Okay.
can.
I was gonna put my
Where was
name
it
down,
held
question
again?
mark.
At the Pony Center?
Audubon, nice building.
I don't know.
Where's that?
So by,
That conference?
It's on Route 13,
Yeah.
it's in Concord.
13.
by like St. Paul's School.
They've,
What one is
I don't know. I think it's in the morning.
it? There's a conflict for another meeting that's not for me, but for
Oh.
Catherine and some other people.
Oh, okay. And I'll make the,
It's the other issue.
9:15.
Hmm?
9:15.
9:15.
oh, you have something that day?
And I have the starting the floor for the senior center, but I
Oh,
think I can get somebody else to take care of that. So
okay,
go on and put me down, tentative.
okay. And Joe, you're definite also?
Yeah,
All right.
for the 17th, I'll be at the senior center 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Well, I've got to get the furniture out. So I got to see if I can get somebody else to go over there.
And the,
Maybe we can do it Wednesday evening.
Well, no, because we're getting people from Phoenix House to help. Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah, all right.
We'll work on that.
and I'll just mention I believe the legislation, the accessory dwelling unit legislation, requiring basically that municipalities allow accessory dwelling units in districts where they allow single-family houses through either special exception or through conditional use permit. That legislation has passed, I believe, so it's particularly important. We are going to really have to look at this issue this year.
Well, we've talked about the fact that we're going to have to look at it anyway.
True, but,
Yeah.
yep, that's a good point, yep, yep.
I would like us to have somebody there, that's the only thing, and I will see what I can do to maybe plan our little moving out at sometime later. Or we could I don't know how flexible Phoenix House is, but I can find that out.
We can do it in the afternoon, I can help with
Yeah. All right. The, New Hampshire Technical Assistance Grant Program, I'm looking, what did you,
I haven't looked at it in a little while, to be honest. I believe it's a grant opportunity, that, Joyce had put that on my desk, said, let the planning board know about this. It's something we could pursue. I'm not certain we're in position,
will you check into this more and,
yes,
okay, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna put it back in
Okay.
here.
all right.
Okay. We gotta have our land use books, everybody got those, correct? Okay.
And I can explain that if you want, that last piece.
Okay, would you like to address this?
Yeah, I recently attended a meeting at Lakes Region Planning Commission. Land use staff was invited from towns within the Winnisquam watershed. And basically, it was a good conversation. I think the two main takeaways were we were asked to go back to our towns, our planning boards, select boards, and see if there's interest potentially in the town of Tilton participating in a watershed-wide watershed management plan. and getting back to Lakes Region Planning Commission about that. I've mentioned it to the select board. I guess my thought would be that if the planning board is interested in that, that probably speak with Joyce, town administrator, and decide how we want to announce that we're interested in participating in that. Maybe probably going back to the select board one more time before issuing a letter, but thought it was first important to get the planning board's.
What is the outcome? What is their intent? What are they?
I don't know. I'm familiar with some other watershed management plans that Lakes Region Planning Commission has been participated in. Yeah, that's slightly different. Lakes Region Planning Commission
Where did it get us?
has a goal of working its way all the way around the Lake Winnipesaukee, the Winnipesaukee River watershed, which the Winnisquam watershed is a sub-watershed of, and having a watershed management plan for the entire Lake Winnipesaukee River watershed. So in that sense, I guess it fits into Lakes Region Planning Commission's long-term goals. But it was talked about that this really needs to be something where the majority of the momentum and ground support is from the municipalities themselves. So here we have an opportunity.
So when is Squam watershed? And
Yeah.
where do they cut it off? At the beginning of the Winnipesaukee River as it enters into Lockmere and Silver Lake?
It's
Here.
is there an image in there of it?
Yeah, I'm looking.
I have a map of it.
Right, there's a map here.
No, this is just Winnipesaukee. No.
It just shows the Lake Winnipesaukee.
So, yeah. This is why I asked.
It's,
And you know why I have this? This is the Winnipesaukee River watershed. Well,
that's.
that's the Winnipesaukee River over there.
Oh, here we go.
So, how can you cut off,
Right. Watershed. There are scales of watersheds.
right?
Called the Huck scale, right? And you have, I guess the United States would be broken up into two major watersheds, one side of the Mississippi and the other side of the Mississippi, and then you go down and you break the watersheds into smaller and smaller components. Here we see, so I guess it would be kind of this lower corner would be the Lake Winnisquam. No, excuse me. Lake Winnisquam watershed, the control thing, would be kind of like here, this general area. And it just comes into, it's only that much of Tilton. See that orange line there? Just that much of Tilton is in the.
Well, that's what I'm saying, so why are they leaving this out?
Because I guess that's just, while that's still part of the broader watershed, it's not part of the Lake Winnisquam
But what is-
portion of the. Well, no,
Of course it is.
okay.
On a major road.
This is here because of dams. This is here because of dams.
Well, but I'm saying in the smaller divisions of the watersheds, they're all, the Lake Winnisquam watershed is delineated.
I just think it leaves us hanging if we
Well-
don't have the whole.
Well, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, however, there's no reason the town of Tilton couldn't participate in this and then seek, an additional opportunity to manage for this portion of
Would
the
you apply
plan.
the same attributes that you gained from this to that? You
Well,
suppose?
I think so, and probably there's a lot that can be learned from here that could be, yes, utilized
Just
here.
apply it?
Yeah, and the other thing is, if this is downstream, work done to clean up this area is going to benefit the the receiving waters. So it should have benefits, the benefits shouldn't end right there at the.
Because Silver Lake is only shared by Belmont and Tilton.
Oh, right.
Show that dark orange line is in a highway route.
Yeah.
New Hampshire spelled K now. I love it.
I mean, I can't say it doesn't follow High River, but I'm sure that that's not why, the reason it's appearing on this map is to delineate the subwater.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, all we'd be doing is saying, yeah, we're in.
Yeah, okay.
And I
There's no
think,
reason not to be in.
what's that?
There's no reason not to be in. Do you see
Exactly.
one?
Right, I agree, no,
And
especially
I think
not at this phase, we're not
it's
asking for money.
definitely a benefit that over the long haul will be. Okay?
And then one other, the other, I said there were two takeaways. It took me a while to get through the first, but the second was that there was Sarah Steiner was there from Department of Environmental Services. She's actually a Tilton resident, and she was mentioning that there is a need for sampling volunteers to go out and do lake sampling. So planning board members, if you guys know of folks who you think would be interested in that, let me know or ask them, hey, is this something you want to do? I can get those people in touch with Sarah Steiner and we can begin to generate some better data.
And you might want to talk to the Conservation Commission about that also.
Okay, all right, thank you. I was wondering about that. All right.
What's
Yeah.
it?
Gee, you want to do that, right?
What's involved in the sampling? Just
I don't
water?
know for sure. I mean, I've done some sampling myself in the past. It generally involves dunking a Nalgene kind of bottle in, putting the cap on, and sending it off. That was my experience doing sampling anyway. Making sure you don't get bug. I remember you weren't allowed to put bug spray. I wasn't allowed to put bug spray on my arms because the bugs, once you dipped your arm in with bug spray, then you got the.
Buy suntan lotion too.
Yeah, right. So that was the hardest part of it, not being able to wear bug spray.
I did, I ain't horntail fishing. Uh-huh,
Yeah, you didn't know
me too. You ever been horntail fishing? We should go.
All right.
that.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I'm done.
All right, okay. I want to sample that. We're gonna go horntail fishing when we do it. All right. I'll entertain a motion to do the last.
Motion to adjourn?
Second. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Vote with your feet. And I live on Silver Lake, so
Okay.
if that plays into
Yeah,
that.
all right.
Your catfish grows large.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right, good. And yeah, I'm sorry I didn't order. There, that.
We were
And that's how you get all these
Mark's
votes
brother
back.
down in
Yeah, we have so many.
Want to know, North Carolina, over by Asheville.
Yeah.
And I went,
Seems like I've got
fished.
3 of them now in the last
Fished Mexico.
5 years, 6 years, and they bring up a new one on
I
a
don't-
regular basis.